chapter 17. Chapter 17 in one word, korev, close. With this, the Alter Rebbe now comes in a sense full circle with the title page. This 53 chapters is based on one verse in Deuteronomy, Ki korev elecha hadavar ma'od, for this thing, Torah mitzvahs, our relationship with God, is very close to you. Beficha, in your mouth, b'levavcha, in your heart, la'aseh, to do. So the simple meaning of the verse is, beficha means, it's in reference, what's close to you, the three garments of self-expression, which are your thoughts, which is in reference to your heart here. Because what you think about is what's in your heart. So, beficha, in your mouth, bilvavcha, in your mind, in your thoughts, I'll say and to do. That's close. That's close to us. The deeper meaning of bilvavcha over here, in the deeper sense, means not just your thoughts, but means also your heart. But as we will see, what does it mean, your heart? Don't we know that our heart is not in our domain, except for the righteous, who have control, mastery over their heart. Urges of the heart, they have complete mastery over, complete tzaddik. So what does that mean? So the Alter Rebbe begins to ask the question, well, we say it's close, but is it really? Isn't it neged achush? Doesn't it seem contrary to our experience? It's not a simple thing that our heart should have some kind of love and awe of God. That seems to be contrary. Again, the deeper meaning of in your heart means in your heart to have love and awe of God. So how do we understand that the love and awe of God is a simple thing? And the Torah is eternal. Even when Moses was speaking to the Jews at that time, this is a teachings of the Torah that is eternal and speaks to us at all times. The heart seems to be not something close to us, as we just said. The heart is something that is controlled by the righteous, but we don't have control over the heart, as we see very clearly that when Moses in the Talmud said, is it such a simple thing to fear God? All the more so to love God. So what does this mean? So the Alter Rebbe explains. If we're more careful on the wording in this phrase, it says, in your heart to do. It doesn't say in your heart and do, which would mean then three different things, thought, speech, and action. But it's in your heart to do. What does that mean, in your heart to do? It means that love of God, and including the awe of God, is not as an end in itself. It will be only an end in itself in the time to come when Mashiach comes. That we will have a delight in God, we will have a true a love of God, but that's not what it means today. What it means today is merely a love that is not a palpable feeling in our heart, a love and awe of God, but it is a love that's sufficient that brings me to action. In other words, to do a mitzvah, to study Torah, to do for God in my behavior, in my actions. That's the kind of love we're talking about. And that comes how? By virtue of contemplating, thinking about the greatness of God, thinking about the importance of this mitzvah, thinking about how that God needs me to fulfill his divine will, his ultimate purpose. And by me thinking it, even though I may not have a real love in my heart, but it will be what we call a mindful love. A mindful love, as we spoke about in chapter 16, that mindful love brings me to an action, a behavior of doing for God, the mitzvah, whether it's studying Torah or whether it's doing a mitzvah, whatever the case may be. In other words, love here becomes a means to an end rather than an end in itself. It's a motivator to do the commandments, to fulfill the will of God. That is the purpose of the love. When Mashiach, because in this day and age, we are here to serve, we're not here for reward. The reward will come in times of Mashiach. What's the reward? To experience the love of God. The righteous have that now, but we don't. What we have today is to do for God. Tomorrow, Mashiach comes, we'll have the reward. What will be the reward? The experience in that doing of the love of God. So therefore, love now is only as a motivator to bring us to do. Short class, but very powerful. Any questions, any thoughts, any comments about the new setting? Jenna from Colorado, shalom. Karen, yes, visiting, okay. Lily from Estonia, thank you for joining. Ingrid from Brussels, shalom. Sarah Malka from North Carolina. Robert from Boston, shalom. Ingrid, welcome. And Irene, thank you for joining. Marius, Jim, Boker Tov. Irene, welcome. Dan. Yes, absolutely, Dan, correct. Roxana from Miami, Florida. Ian, good morning. It's not as easy as it looks. That's true, Ian, absolutely. Well, that's what we're learning, so we can make it easier. Yes, the Rebbe is in the background. Very observant, Greg. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Christine, thank you. Sandy, good morning. Usher from Herzliya, Israel. Thank you for joining. The new setting is better than he says. Okay, thank you. Dan from Toronto. Emma, thank you for joining. On Instagram, I'm sorry. Let me see who I did not catch over here. From Paris, France, thank you for joining. Who else do we got here joining us? Martin from Kenya. Wow, thank you for joining. From Turkey, shalom. Elias, shalom. Boker Tov from Colombia, to Robbie. All right, amazing, beautiful. Folks, sharing is caring. Please share the Alter Rebbe's teachings with others. A reminder that I'm doing a 1-minute Tanya. And you can find me Tanya Rabbi on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, LinkedIn, my Facebook. I think that's it. So we're going to have something on WhatsApp, and that we can spread the message of the Alter Rebbe's teachings that are crucial for all of us in our lives. Wishing you a wonderful day, a good Erev Shabbos, and a wonderful Shabbos. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Klein, coming to you Chabad Zich and Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya.